Hello friends, welcome to my channel Go Digit. Today in this video we will learn about this concept called create runtime packages for Business Central on premises. So what exactly the runtime packages are? So if you look at this article, they're saying that if you want to distribute the extensions, you can generate runtime packages that don't contain AL code but only the final artifacts used by the server at runtime. Runtime packages thereby allow you to protect the intellectual property represented by your AL source code, right? So basically, runtime packages and are actually apps only, right? The only difference is that it does not contain the AL code. What does it mean is that, for example, right now you can see here that this is my app, okay, and currently this is the version. All right, one what I can do is that for example, whenever you create any app in the Business Central, any extension, uh, we or by default this resource exposure policy parameter gets added in our app.json, which has basically three parameters, right? Not this parameter, but which has this three parameters out there, which means that allow debugging, allow downloading source, including source in symbol file. Okay. Generally, what does it mean is that if I don't want any other extension to allow the debugging into my code, then I have to set it false. Otherwise, by default, all these parameters are true. And one thing is that whatever value you will pass into these three parameters will only work when you are publishing your app not under the dev scope. Like when we publish our application via VS Code to the Business Central, then it installed as in a dev scope, which means that it is doing like you are working from a development perspective. You're maybe you want to try to test it, and hence these policies will not work. So in order to make these three policies work, we have to add one more parameter called apply to dev extension, and which always set as true. Now what does it mean is that these all three policies will work even for the extensions which are published as under the dev scope, right? So in order to make these three work, you have to add this. But as I'm saying again, it is not required if you are not publishing your extension under the dev scope. All right, so I have added this as true and all the other three as true. So which means that now I can, it will allow me to debug, it will allow me to see the source and in the source file as well. Okay, so what does it mean is that, for example, I build this application and let's say I'll publish it as well. So first of all, uh, when it get published, we will see it in a Business Central web client as well. Okay, so let's wait. It gets published. Now, if I go to extension management, here I will see this is my app. And now if I want, I can click on download source, which will download the zip file for me. And what I can do is that I can basically see the code inside it, right? I can see my source code files, right? So that is the one thing which can be stopped if you set it out your resource exposure policy. Okay, so we will see that. But along with that, even like this .app file, if I remove this version 2.1, because this is the version 3 we are talking about. Okay, so even if you see this dot 3 dot app, if I reveal it in the file explorer, so this is my app file. If I try to open this like via 7-zip, you can see here that it has the source code available, right? Kelsey some test, column store list.al, column store index.al. So the source code is available. Let's see the second thing. For example, if I create one another version of this app called 4.0, and now if I set this as false, this as false, this one is false, and even this one is false. Okay, let's say build this project. My 4 version 4 is created, and if I publish this as well, so now even though I have set it as not required, or like mm, everything is set as false and it is not visible. Uh, so let's see what happens at the web client level. Click on extension management, column store index. If I still this action is visible, okay, so I'll click on download source. But now I'm getting this error. The effective policies for this package do not allow you to download the source code. So the policies which I set it as false now working, and I'm getting this error. That's perfectly fine. But another way is that if I go to the path of this extension, and if we see this is my app file version 4, and let's say if I just click on 7-zip open archive, so I can still access the AL code. So if I have that .app file, still this code is available. So doesn't matter if you set the resource exposure policy as false or true. However, from this artifact, at least the source code is available. So to reduce or like this scope as well that nobody can access, nobody can see that AL code, uh, we can convert this app file into a runtime package, right? So how to do that? For example, first of all, let me see that there is no other. Okay, there is one column store index is installed. Fine. Now I have to open the PowerShell because I'm running the container. The on-premise version of the BC is not installed directly in my environment. So first of all, enter BC container, container name, BC24. Okay. So right now, because this PowerShell is running in my local desktop, so I'm first of all entering into my container, okay, which is the BC24, and then you will see that the path will get changed from my local file system to the BC container PowerShell path. Okay, so it will not take much time. Let's see. Yeah, now you can see that BC24 get attached, which means that now I'm under my container. Okay, so here I have to run one command called get hyphen nav app runtime package. Right, so this is the command which we have to run to create the runtime package out of my app file. So in this, we have to provide some parameters, like first of all the server instance where the app is actually published, because for that I have to publish the app first. Okay, so server instance is PC, then name is column store index, right? Then the version is 4.0.0.0, and then the path. in the path, we can provide uh, the name of the runtime package only. For example, let's say final underscore runtime underscore one dot av. Right, so this will be the name or which I have passed in the path. So press enter, and now what will happen is that it will create the runtime package and store it under system32 folder. So for to access that, because this is currently not in my local system, I've created the file but not in my local system but at the container. So I have to bring that file into my local folder. So there is a common folder called my, which gets created into your local system when you uh, install the container. For example, if I show you up C program data, business BC container helper, extensions, BC24, my, right? So this is the common folder which is linked to the container itself. And now I have to bring that file into this folder. So what I have to do is that I have to use the command called copy item. So path, it is currently, as I mentioned, inside the folder C Windows System 32, and you can see that this is available here. And now I need to pass it to C run and my. Okay, so both these two paths are not the path of my local system, right? So I am just moving the file from this path to this path. Why? Because as soon as I place the file here, it will start visible in my local file system, my folder. Press enter, and now if you see, the file is showing up here, right? So now the file is under my system. Now what I can do is that if I now try to open this archive, you will see that it has nothing, right? It is not able to open that thing, and whatever we have seen in that .app file of the VS Code, which has multiple things, like it was showing me the entitlements and the other extensions files along with the source code. It's completely now gone. It's just an AVP without any other files out there, right? And on the top of it, I can install this into my web client. So for example, if I uninstall the current extension, uninstall, all right, unpublish, and now you can see that although it has one option called upload extension, but it will work only in the on cloud. So I can publish this extension. So to publish that, let me run the command publish hyphen nav app. Server instance should be BC, then the path should be C run my, this is the app. Okay, and skip verification, press enter. So you will see that now this extension will get published in my standard like container. But meanwhile, I can try opening the cloud environment as well, so that I can show you one thing in the cloud as well. Okay, so if we come out here, yeah, here it is. So you can see now, because I have published using the publish nav app and not from the VS Code itself. So it gets installed under not as a dev scope but as a group scope. So first of all, let me install this. So it is a complete perfect app. Okay, so it published successfully, it installed successfully, and whatever objects you have introduced inside this object will now work. So for example, if I see that I have this one page called column store list. So if I see it and search if that thing is there, I'm not sure why it is not working. Okay, so column store list, right? So it has everything available. All the pages, all the objects, code unit functionality which you have built inside your extensions is available for you. And now if you see that this download source option is even not visible. So it's not like that you click on it and then you will either the file gets downloaded or you will get some error. No, it is simply not available. So that is the best use of this runtime package is that if you want to save your code or if you don't want to share it and you want to add security to it, so it's better that you can create it as a runtime package and then install it into your customers. The thing is, or you can take it as a drawback as well, that it is applicable only for the on-premises. So that's why if you see this article, they have clearly mentioned that for Business Central on-premise. I wanted to show you, but I am not sure why I'm not able to open the cloud environment at the moment. So if it gets open up, it means that even though if you try to publish it, it will not publish. Even though it's a .app file, it will, when you try to install it, it will give you the error that it is not available for use because it is a runtime package. Okay, it is just working for the on-premises, and that's the best use of the runtime package, which I have shown you all the steps which I mentioned in this article. Right, one thing is that upgrade consideration. Yeah, this is also one thing is very important, that basically the runtime packages will work first of all only uh, in the same version of the BC. So for example, if I have created this runtime package into this version 24.0, so it will, you will be able to install it uh, on that version only which is running, which is 24.0. If any customer of yours is running on 24.1, point 2, or let's say 23, so in that you cannot install. So the only condition is for the runtime packages is that you have to create in the same version in which you want to install it, right? So that's the another thing which I wanted to add here. So that's it in the today's video. I hope if you like it, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.